cause I'm back again. I'm reading.
Hit the like button, fool.
What's up, everybody? It's your guy Swin. I just wanted to talk about man, changing the narrative. You know, in our community, man, we got a lot of people, a lot of our youngsters, and a lot of our people are dying over nonsense and dumb stuff, unnecessary deaths, silly stuff. You know, from hanging in the wrong spots, hanging with the wrong crowds, the wrong circles. You know what I'm saying? As a youngster, man, I even as a kid, I could see what I didn't want for my life. You know what I'm saying? My pops, man, he grew up in the 5th Ward area. So we used to live there, and we visited very frequently as we got older. Still returned to the neighborhood, you know. As a kid, I would see junkies. I would see all kinds of stuff. People breaking in. You know what I'm saying? One time I even seen my uncle trying to break into our house because he was on drugs at one time. I heard the door rattling. I looked through the blinds and seen my uncle, waved at him. He took off running. You know, as a kid, I would see, you know, grown men just sitting around the corner store, sitting on crates. You know what I'm saying? Old men riding bicycles with brown paper bags with their beer in it. And as a kid, I knew, I said, I don't want to be like that. I want to live where, you know, you hear gunshots at night. I don't want to live with roaches. You know what I'm saying? So when I got grown, I said I wasn't going to live in the hood, and I wasn't going to live with roaches. And since I've been grown, I've been able to do that. Man, and with these hanging in the wrong crowds, man, it always seem like innocent bystanders be the one that get the worst. You know what I'm saying? You got these guys with all this op stuff they be talking about and rap. You know what I'm saying? They going after somebody, and then they wind up killing the person, somebody else that they wasn't even going after. You know what I'm saying? Over stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some words, an exchange of words. We have to be able to think with our minds and not our emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot in our community. The young men, the young people are reacting off emotions and not processing the situation. Is this really worth my freedom? Is this really worth my life? And the stuff they dying over is nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is also too, man, this code that we be having in the neighborhood. Like stuff happened and nobody saw nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the person that did the crime or killed somebody, ain't nobody telling on them. You know what I'm saying? Or nobody's trying to bring that person to justice. You know what I'm saying? And that's real foul. It's also like you're condoning the crime. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been a person like, I'm not finna do nothing illegal or take a chance on my freedom. I'm gonna figure out another way that I can make my money, take care of my livelihood without taking it from somebody else or taking somebody's life or doing something that's gonna give me 20 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? I love my freedom. I know you got guys, some people that, man, I ain't afraid to go to jail, man, I'll go to jail. Well, hey, man, you must like being around dudes. I'm saying, I like women. And I like my freedom. I like waking up, coming outside, seeing the sun, enjoying nature. I don't like being stuck in a box looking at 4 walls and smelling somebody else's crap. You know what I'm saying? And so, some of these people, man, they be afraid to say something because they're afraid somebody gonna do something to them if they hold these people accountable. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how somebody get their chain took or their watch took. Somebody easily make a phone call and get that stuff returned. A life is worth more than a watch or a chain. But when things happen in our community where somebody's going into a grocery store shooting up black people or going into church and shooting up black people, nobody do nothing. You got cops killing innocent people and nobody do nothing. They just watch it. They pulling out their phone. They just watching. You got them beating on young teenage girls like they grown men, and nobody doing nothing. They just standing by watching. You know what I'm saying? All these horrific acts happen in our community from other people, and nobody do nothing. Where's the gangster then? You know what I'm saying? If you're so gangster and you're so clicked up, where's the gangsters at then? You know what I'm saying? But y'all wanna react on somebody that looks like you. I remember, man, one time we was in Louisiana. We stopped in the store. Multiple people coming in this store of other colors. There was a brother in there. He ain't say nothing to them. But when I walked in the store, he walked up to me and he approached me and he's like, man, you know where you at? Do you know where you at? Usually we don't let people leave from up out of here. Do you know where you at? I say, bro, I ain't even from here, but I noticed you ain't say nothing to that white man like that. I noticed you ain't say nothing to that Hispanic man like that. Me and you look the same. Why you getting gangster and bucking up to me? I ain't see you do that to nobody else that came in this store. You know what I'm saying? You had to get out of that mentality. Yeah, you'll do something to your own people, but you ain't got them nuts with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I done heard people say they're afraid of the time they do if they touch somebody else. You know? But it's real stupid. It's a real stupid mentality. You already got some kind of negative energy toward me because I'm your color. We look the same. We got to get off of that, man. That crab mentality, that crab in the bucket mentality, jealousy, or hating seeing somebody that look like you in a position a little bit higher than yours, or doing better. You should look at that man and get motivated and inspired. Ask that person what they did to get to that position. You know what I'm saying? How can you better yourself? What kind of route did they take? They might get some information to help you so you can better yourself. See how they move and see the doors they walk through. So you can better yourself and get that knowledge to be able to walk through the same doors and change your life and make some of the same moves. So, man, and I'm just saying, man, if you want to be gangster with your people, make sure you keep that gangster attitude with everybody else that do us wrong. You know? Let's see, man. It's just, man, some people in life, man, in all walks, in all colors, you're going to have some people, man, I call them crash dummies. They ain't got nothing to lose. They don't want nothing in life. They don't care about nothing. Let them crash dummies be crash dummies. And you get around in a circle that's trying to do something, be something. Trying to do something with themselves. Make sure you in that circle. If the circle you around ain't doing nothing, man, they getting high all day. They trying to figure out how to scam. They not bettering themselves. They not increasing their knowledge. You need to get away from that circle because all they going to do is bring you down. You might be in a situation where you get guilty by association. You know what I'm saying? Watch the circles you hang around. People like that, I don't hang with them. You know what I'm saying? People that endanger my livelihood, I say hi and bye. I know people that's gangsters, you know, that do certain things, but I keep them at a certain distance. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my freedom. I'm not about to let them endanger my life or my family's life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people depend on me. I got a lot of people on my shoulders. And I don't need to be hanging around somebody that's going to endanger that and remove me and have everything fall down in my world. You know? I'm not a scary dude. I'm just not stupid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people are locked up for being stupid and hanging around stupid people, or dead for making stupid decisions or hanging around stupid people. Look at your circle. If it ain't good, get out of it. Get around a crowd where you can elevate, where people want to see you do good, and they'll share some knowledge with you. They'll motivate you. You know what I'm saying? And so, there's a lot of things I just wanted to get off my chest, man. So we got to change that narrative, man, because if we don't help ourselves, we can't always argue that people are trying to make us look bad. You know what I'm saying? Putting up negative images of us. Movie roles, ads, billboards. We can't make the argument if we help in that narrative. You know what I'm saying? The system is already set up for you to fail. Don't help the system. Man, prisons and jail systems make money, big money, off of you every day that you in there. That's why it's quick for them to process you in and slower for them to process you out. They want that money. We only make up a small percentage of the country's population, but with a majority of the people getting locked up or incarcerated. You know? So we got to change that, man. It's a shame that people assume that we all sell dope or we all got felonies. It ain't supposed to be like that. We need to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? We glorifying too much dumb stuff. And we need to glorify the people that's not in entertainment, that's not movie actors, that's not athletes, that have made major contributions to this world and to our people. That's who we need to big up. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to be smart. It's cool to be a nerd. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have to watch out because, like I say, the system is set up for you to fail. Don't help the system out. There, not too many years ago, there were some cops in New York. They lost their jobs because they were being told by the police department to make arrests in minority neighborhoods. Just BS arrests to meet a quota to arrest minorities. And they refused to. And they came out on the news and said what the police department was doing out there. They lost their jobs. Some of them were in fear for their lives because they told on the other officers they code of blue. So the system is set up like that, man. So don't help it out. Don't be in spots where that stuff can possibly happen to you. And don't hang with crowds that, they got something on them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody always got something on them. Don't let them ride in your car. Say, hey, brother, man, I love you, bro. Hey, man, you can't ride with me with that stuff on you. You know what I'm saying? I got a partner right now. He got 20-something years, man, for a robbery. He went to go do a robbery with some guys. He was a getaway driver. The other guys went in the house and shot the homeowner. He didn't know what was happening. They got caught. He in the car not knowing what's going on. Because he was, trying to be cool, hanging with the wrong people. He wound up doing time. And he had a promising basketball career. But he was hanging with the wrong crowd. And I want to talk about our culture too, man. A lot of times we like to say the culture, we could say black people, right? Black America, right? You don't see no other culture or race of people promoting negative things in their culture. Cheating on your loved one, selling dope, scamming, stealing, you know what I'm saying? Murder. You turn on a black hip-hop station, you hear that stuff in every other song or every song. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling dope, I done bang your girl, or the chicks talking about run game on this dude, still lives, do this to him, run his pockets, sleep with this person, that person. You don't see none of that stuff happening in any culture, any other cultures. You just hear it in our community. You know what I'm saying? They listen to the music, they go to the club, they dance to it, but then they go home to their families. And they run their communities right. You know what I'm saying? They build their communities. They got their own grocery stores, their own lawyer office, their own dental office, medical offices. Everything in their own community. Everything in our community is owned by somebody else other than us. And also, we keep spending our money with people that don't like us. They openly say things to us, racial slurs and stuff like that. And you guys are chill for a day, and then you go right back out and go spend money with them. Or go right back in their business or continue eating their food. And they promote their cultures and they help themselves out. We got to help ourselves. But we the only ones, and we the most divided. Our men and our women are the most divided out of all the other races in America. They hold on to their family values, and we think we don't need each other. We the only ones constantly spouting and preaching that crap. And that's why we got all these single parents and these kids growing up in broken homes, and these young men not knowing how to be men and being more feminine and being more emotional and not rational or thinking logical and using their minds to avoid nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because these people, man, that's rapping and singing this stuff, they go home to their big houses. Shit, they ain't in the hood. They go home to their big houses. You over there in the hood, destroying yourself and destroying the future generations. Old girl talking about do this to a guy, do that to a guy, run his pockets. You don't need no man, but she go home to her husband in her mansion. And then don't want to play the music that she making that they playing to y'all. She don't want to play it to her own kid. You gotta look at that. It don't make sense, right? You don't hear no other station. You don't on country station. They ain't singing about selling dope and killing each other and I done slept with your girl or the girl talking about she done slept with the man and all this kind of stuff. You don't hear none of that. None of these other cultures. You don't hear none of that. We got to change the narrative, man. All these media outlets and everything be painting us in a negative light. Those of us that are doing good, we don't like to acknowledge them. Y'all want to say they square, they green, they lame, all that nonsense. Well, the smart people are the ones that make the big decisions. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the local OG and it ain't the local OG in the neighborhood. A lot of these guys are broke. They holding on to old dreams, old reputations. They not really making on big moves. They talking my block. They don't own nothing on the block. Don't even own the house. You know what I'm saying? They bumming rides and stuff like that. We got to change the narrative so we can be better for our next generations and we can be better role models and examples for our children. That's all this senseless killing. It's ridiculous and stupid. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It's like they try to hold that freedom of speech. They try to police our freedom of speech. We can't even voice our opinions or express ourselves about certain situations. They try to silence us. But other people can say whatever they want. They may lose their job, but they get suspended with pay, or they move to the next station, the next police department and get a promotion, or they get a bigger contract, you know what I'm saying, on another radio station or podcast outlet than they had before, even though they just said some hateful things. You know, you got a brother right now, they trying to hold him accountable like he made a book or a movie that was racist that's been on Amazon, that's posted on Amazon for everybody to see. I don't hear them holding Amazon accountable. They trying to force an apology out of this man. You know what I'm saying? Like he created it, trying to put words into his mouth. We already seen it done with Nick Cannon. They doing it with Kyrie. And I don't agree with everything that everybody say, but a lot of things they saying I agree with, and it's true. Everybody makes money off of us except us. We're some of the most influential people in the world, but almost everybody else profits off of us. A lot of times we don't control or own any of the things that we dominate, and that needs to change. And we need to control the narrative. We need to create more of our own media outlets and come together and start painting more positive and acknowledge the people that are doing good and big things in our community. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. You know, because they always try to depict our heroes as that they angry, they junkies, alcoholic, women beaters, or they died broke or something like that. You try to hide our history, not a theory when it's facts. It's the truth. There's so many things, man, that's in our history that they try to hide. And people are like, I didn't know that. Is that real? It's all documented history, you know? Tulsa, Oklahoma, man, people were just finding out about that from a documentary, and they didn't even know it was real. They thought it was something made up. Black history is American history. And, you know, every time we have a positive group, they try to turn it into a hate group. You know what I'm saying? But tell me when you seen a group of us having a public lynching of somebody, setting them on fire, hanging them from a tree. You know what I'm saying? Burning crosses in somebody's yard. running down houses, and shooting little girls in churches, running up in schools, shooting up Walmart, shooting up grocery stores. Tell us when you seen us or any of our organizations doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They try to paint us like we so threatening, but we not. The most gangster person don't even look like us. Wear a suit and have a briefcase, do the most damage in the world. It ain't us. I just want to make sure this stuff was on my mind. I just want to make sure I put it out. And man, that's pretty much what I got to say for the evening, man. It's just like so much stuff going on, so much stuff been on my mind, and I'm just getting tired of seeing stuff, man. And we got to change the narrative. And don't help with their agenda, man. Like I say, I say this, and don't shoot yourself in the foot. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them give you the gun and you shoot yourself or shoot your brother or sister. We got to do better. We got to come together. And you know what I'm saying? It's if you ain't gangster or thug, that's not lame, man. You just being smart. You know what I'm saying? We need to better ourselves. You know, stay in shape. Know these laws. You know, start taking over these STEM programs and everything. Because in our history, man, we were great at these things. A lot of the inventions and things we use today were created by our people. And so, man, we got to get back to it. And we gotta uplift and acknowledge the people that are doing it that we don't know about. Instead of always athletes, movie stars, you know what I'm saying, musicians. We are more than that. It's your guy T Swin. I'm out. Y'all take it easy.
World on my shoulders, lives in my hand. Trying to keep my composure, devising the plan. I grew up watching bologna rise in the pan. A couple of the homies spent their lives in the can. Some took themselves out the race, but I ran until I saw the red sun rise in Japan. I take you on a journey, come and ride with your man. They buried me alive, but I rise from the sand.